going to get sentenced today. A lot of people are wondering, what is he going to get? How long is his sentence going to be?
Yeah, you know, and there's a lot of people that are, you know, obviously, this is a guy that just has wiped everything out. And there's really no way, as Chris was actually describing to me this morning, for him actually to really pay back unless he pulls money out. I mean, he doesn't have any money because this is like a paper theft, if you will, right?
It's about $15 billion that they're trying, the bankruptcy attorney's trying to go after right now. They've collected about $1.2 billion. Also, the government is involved in, well, the Securities Investor Protection Corporation is trying to help people out, but it's very, very difficult right now. I find money all over the world, and the funny thing is, you also got a lot of these little groups that fed him money. Major one out in California, Stanley Chase, just got nailed.
Okay, and I know you're not a legal guy, but do you think maybe this guy will ever see the light of day if he'll ever get out of prison?
I certainly hope not.
And it's probably, you know, and then also too, I'm kind of concerned, is he going to go one of these country club prisons that you always hear about?
Yeah, that was my biggest concern. I don't want him to go to one of these playing tennis all day type of a situation. I think some hard time is definitely in order.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of his victims are going to be in the courtroom today. Not everybody is going to get the chance to speak, but a lot of people will have their say in court and will let the judge know exactly how they want this man sentenced.
You have to put yourself in the position of someone who's worked their entire lives and to say, you know what, I'm getting close to retirement, I want to go and I want to spend time with my grandchildren, and all of a sudden, poof, you have nothing. It's an awful, awful situation.
Sure, and one person that will not be in the courtroom this morning, his wife, Ruth. But
she's riding the subway.
She's riding the subway now.
Do you guys think this was a publicity thing? I think it's, I mean, honestly, you don't think that she could have got anywhere. You have a shot of her on the subway where she just looks miserable, like she has to take this. And I honestly think this is more of a publicity thing, saying, oh, poor me.
Well, she did lash out at the New York Post reporter that was photographing her. And she's like, oh, I guess that you want to embarrass me. Here I am now riding the subway. It's this long fall from grace. Here we have it.
Yeah, you see her sitting on there, just look at that face. Even behind them sunglasses.
Yeah.
That cost $600, I bet you.
Yeah, and she, I mean, to me, you can still tell the woman has kept up appearances in some respect, but she's yelling at the New York Post reporter saying, you've ruined my life, and it's just, it's amazing. Yeah.
What's the over-under on a reality series coming up about her?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to see that. Like, how am I going to live off $2.5 million that the judge is actually going to let her keep? I think, which is just disgusting in the first place. And the people that, I was reading, they can't bury their parents. He said to his dad, listen, don't die because I can't afford burying you. That's how much they've lost. Their whole lives taken apart because of this guy. And
we want to hear from you. I mean, this is the big news story of the day. Let us know, what do you think Bernie Madoff's sentencing should be? Because I know a lot of people are riled up about this and think, you know, this guy should never see the light of day.
Yeah, and you hear about this wife adding to that, which brings even more and more anger, saying, look what you did to me, being the victim once again. So lots of things to talk about that. We still obviously had some Michael Jackson stories and also maybe even Billy Mays. We'd love to hear from you.
Transitions in life, they can be tough. Yeah, but with the right attitude and the right advice, anything can be done.
Joining us today and sharing her secrets to making a fresh start is Ariane de Bonvincent, right? Author and founder of the first30days.com. In fact, the book has just come out in paperback, right?
It has. You're absolutely right. It's been out for about a month.
Okay, well, good morning, Ariane.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Okay, so you say change can happen in any part of a person's life. So there's a lot of people that say, geez, I need to do something, but I don't even know where to start. What do you say to them?
You know what? I would say taking action is probably the most important thing when you're actually going through change. Everyone right now is either secretly wanting to make a change, maybe you want to change career, or you're actually struggling with some sort of a life change. And the reality is there are ways to make change easier. In this book, what I did is I interviewed thousands of people who are going through everything from a job loss to a health diagnosis to maybe a divorce. And what I found were there are principles that actually make change easier.
And I think people need to embrace it. And you had a great quote I absolutely loved on your website. It was from your mother. And we could tell our listeners about that.
So my mom, when I was very young, she told me, you know, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Which is a great quote when you think about it, because life doesn't always work out the way we want. And one of the principles of change is you've got to accept what life is actually handing you. Very often we think life is going to go in one direction, and people who are good at navigating change, they sort of let go of the way life should be. There's sort of a natural order of things.
So can you talk about some of the success stories? Because I know you share some pretty incredible stories in your book.
So as an example, we had one person who had just lost their job, had no idea idea what they wanted to do with their life, and she got a sense that she just loved jewelry. And she took a class in like getting good at like making jewelry, and today she's one of the most successful jewelry businesses in the country, as an example. You know, we have a website, carefreefreshstart.com, where we've got hundreds and hundreds of people who are facing, whether it's a career change, relationship changes. The most important thing when you're going through change is to surround yourself with other people who believe you can change, who want you to change, who are optimistic, who actually see what's possible for you. So get a change support team around you.
Do you think the biggest obstacle is fear? Is that what it is? People fear the unknown as far as going over those obstacles and embracing the change?
The emotions that show up, fear, doubt, impatience, a lot of times we want to just speed up that change, and life is a natural sort of timing to things. But fear, you know, the antidote to fear is faith. Whether it's faith in yourself, whether it's faith in something good coming from that change. But a lot of the times, you know, a lot of people still act despite the fear, and that's what we've got to get comfortable doing.
Absolutely. And coming up, Ariane's going to tell you how to make changes in your own life. If you have any questions for her, go to our website, dailybuzznow.com. She's going to be chatting in our chat room. And if you have any questions, just send us an email and submit those, and she's happy to answer them on air. Over to you.
Wherever you think about him as far as the scandal goes, I mean, he has such a huge influence on music, and not only that, but MTV broke the color barrier on MTV, because at the time they really didn't play a lot of black artists, and he kind of really just changed it tremendously. And a lot will say that he also changed the way music and radio station formats as well. So think about that. Yeah. And he even played with Eddie Van Halen with Beat It, and Eddie Van Halen
Jagger too.
And Mick Jagger. Unbelievable duets and everything. More Daily